Welcome back, you guys. Thanks for coming in for another video. Today I kind of wanted to do a little bit different of a topic per se. I don't want to necessarily go over like an informational style video, though I guess it'll be a little bit informational. But I just wanted to go over staying positive out there, you guys, because I don't know who needs to hear it, but I know somebody out there needs to hear it. That sometimes, man, you just got to keep your head up and just keep walking through the filth, man. Not everything's gonna be easy, and quite frankly, if it was, I don't think you'd get as much enjoyment out of actually completing any real task or getting anything hard done. Me personally, I've found throughout my life, if I did not have to work for it, you know, honestly, it just didn't mean as much. But the funny thing is after I finish something like that, right, is you know, you realize, you know, the destination itself wasn't what you was really after. That's not the fun part. The fun part is getting there, you know. That's one reason why I like motorcycles so much. You know, we want to go places, and a lot of the times I have a place in mind, and sometimes you find yourself wanting to hurry up and just get there so you can experience the place, right? But after you get back, woo, you realize that shit, the fun part was actually getting there, because literally the hours that led up to it, that's when you were having all the fun, just sightseeing, all this other stuff. And yeah, it's fun when you get to your destination, but how long is it going to be lived up there? I mean, how long are you going to stay at your destination? How long are you going to be on top, right? Because if it's anything, you'll never stay on top 24/7, you know. Every king falls. So if you really think about it, I think the journey is what says a lot about, you know, the whole thing in general, if you ask me. Whether it's going places, getting to a goal, you know, a lot of the times when getting to a goal, you may have to learn new skills. Jesus Christ, boys, there's some long clippings. Might have to lay her down, hoss. Whee! But yeah, you know, you're gonna have those ups and downs, and I don't know if anybody else has kind of felt this way, but I feel like it comes in waves, you know. Like I'll do some months and I'll be making some progress or whatever, and I'll reach a point where it kind of just stagnates out, and then a lot of those times I just give myself that little bit of rest, and then you come right back to the grinding stone, and then you get back to work, you know what I mean? And what I've found is when you run it in waves like that, it helps to keep going consistently, even though you are kind of taking some times where you're not so much 100% correct on everything you're doing. Like a lot of people think that when you're on your way to a goal that you have to be perfect your entire way to the goal, and that's just not the case. I mean, you're gonna have your ups and downs. You know, if you're on a weight loss journey, it's not always going to be all you just losing weight. If you're trying to get your money up, it's not just going to be all you making money. I mean, to some degree, you're going to have to, you know, give it up for a second to learn something, to actually apply it correctly. Whether or not with the weight loss, right? You're going to realize you're going to get to that plateau point for a minute, and then you're going to have to learn how to adjust how you're eating and how you're exercising so that you can continue back on that weight loss journey. And it's going to take a moment, you know. You're going to have to find out. You're going to have to work yourself through it. And that's the good part, right? Because without actually having to put in work to actually get something done, how do you even know it's fucking worth it? I mean, what's the point of going out here and even doing anything if you can't put any value behind it, because you just walk out there and it's handed to you? And I understand that there's probably some people out there who they don't feel that way. You know, they can greatly appreciate something that's just given to them. And I'm not saying I can't necessarily appreciate something. Obviously, I get something, I take care of it, you know, if it's given to me, and I take care of it the best I can. And I'm appreciative of it too, but it's not the same as working for your own, you know. I think that is something that my parents taught me at a pretty young age, you know, to try to get it yourself and put in your own work, because it's always sweeter that way, you know. But I just wanted to come in with it and say, you know, keep y'all's heads up out there. You know, I don't know what everybody's going through out there, and everybody out there is going to be going through something completely different. But if you're working on it one day at a time, right, and making your life a little bit better one day at a time, eventually, when you finally do look down to see exactly where you're standing, you'll realize that you're so much farther ahead than where you used to be. And that's why I say, you know, keep your head up and just give it some time and see where it goes. So just keep up with the effort, even if it doesn't feel like you're getting anywhere with it. Because a lot of us don't have people who look at us and praise us and tell us that we're doing a good job. And so it's important for you to actually do that for yourself and be that person for yourself. You know, sometimes if you don't congratulate yourself, nobody else will. I'm not saying get a big head or anything crazy like that, but if you just put in a lot of work to get something, to get somewhere, to have whatever it is that you're working towards, you know, celebrate for a minute. You ain't gotta go and, you know, blow a shit ton of money or go get super trash, but just take a moment to really look at what you've done and look at all the work you've just put in to get what you want, and realize that chances are you're probably going to be able to do that with about 90% of whatever you have your eyes set on. Of course, there's some limitations, I understand, and it's always easier said than done, especially with staying positive, because, you know, everybody's going to find themselves struggling with that. You know, we live in a generation of people, right, where nowadays more than ever people are alone and they don't have people, whether it's because of their own doing or somebody else's doing, and it impacts, it has a big impact, right, because more than ever people end up killing themselves nowadays than they basically ever have, and it's a whole big thing. So how much of that could be prevented, you know, I don't really know, and it's not my place to say, because honestly I don't think that you know, I'm like qualified to speak on anything like that, you know. But I do think that if people were a little more attentive, you know, to their neighbor, even that sense of not being connected to anybody would not be so bad. Like, I can only imagine what it would be like to actually live in a neighborhood where you actually know 90% of the people around you. Then they're not like bad people and you know it type shit. But for an overall, you guys, I'd just generally say, yeah, just keep putting in that big effort. You know, I can't stress it enough. Like I said, if you don't do it, nobody else probably will. We might occasionally get those people, but a big part of it too is you know, keep your head up and keep trying. You know, don't give up. Giving up is a big reason why nobody really gets anywhere nowadays. I've met so many people who will just decide after 10 minutes of doing something that they're not good at it, and it's like, that's not how this works. Nobody was good at it when they started, you know. We all had to put in work to get good at anything. But that's all I can ramble on about today, you guys. If you liked the video, like it. If you didn't, don't like it, drop a comment what you think about the video, and come back for another one, you guys.